Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Lots going on in silver, in cryptos, in the world. Quick rundown. Make sure you guys watch the last few videos, starting with, last 4 videos. Go to Road to Ruta, the YouTube channel. The big one is there's 2 big ones back to back. The India imports hitting 76 million ounces was shocking. Well, not shocking to me, but shocking to the rest of the world. Still, the Silver Institute and Metals Focus hasn't said a peep about it. The closer we get to the publication of the annual silver survey, which is a complete and total mess right now. They don't know what to do as far as telling the world. How are they going to tell the world that we doubled the amount of silver used in solar panels? They're going to have a problem. So they're going to lie. Not lie. They're going to obfuscate. They're going to say, oh, here's how we ran the numbers. We also had a massive overproduction of solar panels. It's good for the green people because you have a whole bunch of cheap solar panels you can install. It's bad for the people trying to calculate. We cannot let this year pass without the Silver Institute saying, because next year they're going to say, oh, there was a big hangover of all these panels that were already made. But if you don't count them this year, and then next year you discount the price or discount the amount used, it's ridiculous. So we cannot let them get away with it. Keep your eye on it. Great discussion with Will there. Go check out all those on my new YouTube channel. You're probably watching this on YouTube, so check out all those other ones. Silver's up around $25. I don't even look at price anymore. Most people don't. I do watch this. The Silver Mint has once again stopped making silver eagles. Just like they did last year in February, March, April, May. They're making a minimal amount. Ventris Gibson put the hammer down again and said, we need the minimal amount of silver eagles. No more silver eagles. So it looks like they're doing per month 1.7 million per month. That's it. And we're halfway through the month, 850. You double that, we're going to get to 1.7. They are dictating the number of silver eagles to be made illegally. No, Janet Yellen does not have the ability to say that demand is 1.7 million for January, February, March, and April. That is not what the law says. She does determine, her and her office are supposed to determine the silver demand from the people. It's still an allocation for some reason, which is illegal also. So it is a mess. Contact the Mint, contact your representatives. Just keep calling the Mint. You can find the Mint, call every department and say, why have you stopped making silver eagles again? Listen to the interview I did, front page of roadtoruta.com. There's a 3-part interview with the head of Silver Eagle Sales who has said, we're not going to make silver eagles anymore. They told him that. And he's like, you can't do that. We have customers all around the world. American Silver Eagle is now the number 2 silver coin in the world. Dominated that world for a very long time until Ventris Gibson and Janet Yellen decided no more, the Joe Biden administration. They're doing it everywhere, though. I want to warn people. In the United States, they're trying to tamp down, as Rustin Benham, the head of the CDC or CFTC said, they're trying to tamp down the interest in silver. They're even sacrificing electric cars and solar installations in the United States when the rest of the world is exploding. China especially. The war is going on. The silver, it's all about silver. Nothing matters anymore. Debt doesn't matter. Gold price doesn't matter. Bitcoin price doesn't matter. Nothing matters to the people who control the system anymore than trying to control silver from both sides. China's sucking up every ounce they can get. India is sucking up every ounce that they get. Every enemy of the West is sucking out every ounce they can get. They know that's the Achilles heel of the banking cabal. So the U.S. Mint has stopped. Massive news here. J.P. Morgan Chase fined $350 million, massive fine. It's one of the biggest fines in commodity history for deficient trade deficient trade surveillance. The reason this is so big is from that big lawsuit that they were going to get him for RICO charges. That was the original lawsuit, and then they settled for just spoofing, but they had a 3-year grace period. a deferred prosecution agreement. So the 3 years came up, but there's a stipulation at the end of that. It says the following 6 months, all charges will be dismissed, and it's like it never happened. So that comes up in March 25th. But the key was they weren't supposed to break the law, and here we have JP Morgan breaking a massive law. And it says the date they said is from 2019 to 2023. This is what they're getting fined for. So this is a clear violation. And this came down from the Office of Comptroller of Currency and the governors of the Fed, the Federal Reserve. It hasn't yet been brought down by the DOJ. Now, the DOJ on March 25th is either going to dismiss all charges against JP Morgan or say you violated the deferred prosecution agreement. They clearly did. I mean, I went over the language on my last video. The language is clear as day. They violated the deferred prosecution agreement. So it comes down like 7-8 days from now. We're going to find out more. And then how long does it take for the Department of Justice to say, okay, well, we're not going to let JP Morgan off. All the cases back open. We're going to bust them. They did self-report this. So, I mean, it's not like they can hide it. They self-reported it. And in the deferred prosecution agreement, it specifically says JP Morgan will not get any benefit if they self-report the crimes they make in the deferred prosecution agreement. This is all part of the plan, my friends. Look for massive chaos. Not right away, but because it takes the silver industry so long for the shit to sink in. It's just crazy. I mean, people are getting better, but nobody does any research. They all rely on the Silver Institute to do the research, which is like 1 or 2 guys, that's it, who take their marketing orders from other people. So keep an eye on this. That's going to be the big story in silver over the remainder of the year, starting on March 25th, at least for the road to Ruta. The rest of the world is, they got blinders on, but we see what's happening. So everybody's like, China's, dying, and the West, the propaganda in the news is just as bad as the propaganda in politics. It's amazing. And everybody does their part. As Rustam Benham says, the head of the CFTC, we had to tamp down silver. This is how they do it. So they've been saying China's crashing, blah, blah, blah. And here's the latest article. China's growth bump may dent urgency for stimulus. Now they're saying, they don't need a stimulus because they're back on track. This is the stuff that really interests me. China's battered solar firms eye reprieve from government power curbs. Everybody who says solar is dead is just completely blind and clueless. The solar is happening in China, in India, in everywhere else in the world, as the United States tries to tamp down excitement. It's exactly what's happening. So yes, all these solar panel companies are going bankrupt, but China makes 85 to 90% of all solar panels. And yes, they're going to try to stop some installation in the United States, but the United States doesn't matter. Completely irrelevant now. Same with electric cars. They're doing the same thing with electric cars. And it's all about silver. This is the silver war. Electricity grid struggles to absorb extra clean energy. Curtailment's a persistent headache for renewables. China's beleaguered solar manufacturers have seen their shares rebound in recent days as speculation mounts that the government will take steps to maintain the industry's rapid buildup of capacity. There you go. How long have I been screaming it? It's the government of China that's doing this. They are going to double again this year. All the solar people are completely clueless when they say, it was just a fluke year for 2023. It wasn't a fluke year. This is the war against the criminal cabal, the silver riggers. This is the war against the silver riggers. It is coming down to, can governments legitimize imports of hundreds of millions of ounces of silver above and beyond what they already import? And we saw that out of India in February. It's happening right now in March too, by the way. And it's happening in China. China's all around the world. The solar installations going in this quarter are going to be much bigger than the fourth quarter of last year, which was gigantic. Keep an eye on it. It's really getting crazy. Here's something interesting. You all here in the United States says, oh, the solar industry is dying. The electric cars don't work and the coal, blah, 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 blah. California's trying to shut down basically all the electricity benefits that you get. It's crazy what they're doing. Anyway, the U.S. adds close to 20 gigawatts of utility-scale power in 2023. That's massive. Even in the U.S., where they say everything's dying. And it's not, it's the individuals that aren't getting all the benefits that, like California would give you extra, you could sell your power back to the grid, stuff like that. They're not doing that anymore. They reversed that policy because there's not enough silver. That's the only reason. But there's still the big solar power plants like this one. That's the future, and it uses massive amounts of silver. The Clean Power Annual Market Report of 2023, the latest publication of the American Clean Power Association, makes for positive reading for the renewable sector, with the U.S. adding 33.8 gigawatts of new utility-scale renewable projects in 2023, accounting for solar and wind accounting for 77%. New solar installations were particularly significant in some of the country's leading states for renewable power, suggesting that there's still ample potential for new solar installations in a mature market. Of the 15 states that installed the most renewable capacity in 2023, solar made up a majority of in the states. It's Texas, it's California, it's Colorado, it's Florida. It's not stopping. Look at this jump. That's 2023. It's going to double that again. And nobody's talking about it. I love it because one day silver will go unobtainium. You won't be able to get any. And they're going to try to blame people. It's not the speculators because nobody on the physical, you want to buy silver when nobody else is. You don't want to pay massive premiums. Yes, I am swapping some cryptos for even my favorite crypto, Theta and Theta Fuel. I'm swapping for some silver because I think the silver move is going to be so massive beyond anything that the crypto people have seen. It's going to be so massive, and then you can go in and buy back a hell of a lot more of your cryptos that you sold to buy silver. Same with gold. I mean, I don't know why anybody owns gold, truthfully. It's just lack of research. Lack of research. There was I talked about this the other day. There was a debate. Peter Schiff and Raoul Pal. This is the most embarrassing display by Peter Schiff I've ever seen. I used to like the guy, and he's just so clueless when it comes to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and he can't even speak to it. He says he understands it. He doesn't know anything about it. He is literally, he's kind of like Chris Dwayne in that effect. He's like, I know silver and this is what it is. And I mean, the crypto world is completely different than when Satoshi released the white paper. Cryptos are doing everything now. Just look at Theta. It's just shocking what Theta is doing. And yet these people that are gold bugs don't understand that Bitcoin, the blockchain, other cryptocurrencies, the whole mindset is about the future, not the past. And when the monetary system blows, it's not going to be, oh, we have gold and silver, that's it, everything else is dead. It won't even be close to that. I think gold will be lucky even to survive. Well, it won't survive in the same form it is as a banker hodling mechanism. That's all it is now. I think gold will be issued as currency in the United States with a blockchain buffer, but that would take Reggie Middleton to sign over the rights to the U.S. government, which is what Cliff High saw in his data, that the government comes to Reggie and says, oh, help us. Part of that would be a CBDC, which clearly violates Reggie's patent if they do it. And any gold-backed crypto, gold-backed, which you don't need, of course. But if you did it, yeah, it violates Reggie's patent. That's why you have to have some Veritasium. We're giving away one Veritasium with every private road subscription right now, too, by the way. Okay, anyway, you can watch the debate. It's long. It's 3 hours. I don't think either side explained. Clearly, Peter Schiff didn't explain anything at all. He just kept saying, oh, it's a bubble and everybody's an idiot. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has changed. The blockchain has changed. Everything. It's like Peter's like, there's nothing you can do with it. There's nothing you can do with a crypto. Nothing. It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Are your eyes even open? What about expanding the entire broadband capacity of the planet by multitudes with a simple download of an edge node on every Android device? 3.9 billion Android devices running edge nodes to share broadband, to share computing capacity, to share storage capacity. Bitcoin can do a lot, but other cryptos are so much better than Bitcoin. Anyway, it was just I was embarrassed for him, but yeah. Okay, let's move on to let's see. So the EU is having a problem because obviously with the flood of all these solar panels that came in that China keeps building, nothing has stopped, by the way. It's still coming in. They can't install them fast enough, so the prices have gone down to almost free. It's less than 10 cents a watt. And all these companies are going bankrupt in Europe, so the EU's like, okay, do we bail them out? Do we not? You got different factions. They need to bail out the installation companies, the power companies that are installing them, but the manufacturing probably should stay in China. But that leaves you susceptible to China shutting its doors, which might happen to the West at least. So lots going on. Is Southeast Asia set for a green energy revolution powered by small solar panels and EVs? Absolutely. The whole world is moving by what the United States said. So if you read in these comments that, oh, what are you talking about? Electric cars are dead, Bix. You don't know what you're talking about. Wake up and smell the coffee. Global plug-in car sales started a bang in 2024 with a bang again. 1 million sold in January. The segment expanded by 63% year over year with massive boosts in the hybrid electric vehicle sales. I mean, just massive growth in electric cars all around the world. Even the United States is just slowing down faster in the United States because there's a big push by the media to say electric cars suck. Talk to someone with a Tesla. Talk to someone with a Tesla. Not one person. Talk to 10 people. You probably know 10 people with Teslas now. Well, if you live in California, you do. Everybody I know loves them to death. And I have to stop for 30 minutes to recharge my car to go 500 miles or whatever it is. It's like, okay, so you stop in your car, you got this flat screen TV, you watch your Netflix movie while you're, juicing up your car, you pay your couple bucks for your electricity and you move on. This isn't rocket science. People love their electric cars, love them. And they are not stopping. Tesla's no longer the largest company, and there's a lot of Chinese companies coming on. BYD is now the largest company. Remember, this is global. And the media in the United States is fighting the war. This is so much bigger than just the amount of silver or the amount of electricity. This is the destruction of the Western system. You take out silver, you take out a lot of things out of electronics. Everything electronic needs silver or uses it. So I hope people are starting to get it at least. I mean, even I had a buddy who's works in the solar industry said, well, we're laying people off left and right. I said, of course you are. China's making these things so cheap and just putting them in everywhere. And the rules in California have changed. Gavin Newsom right here. New California rules are crushing the solar industry. California, Gavin Newsom, everybody's got to drive an electric car. Says, hey, you can't use solar. I know we promised we'd pay you to make extra electricity. We're not going to do that anymore. Why? Because this is a battle for silver. It's all about silver, 100%. Joe Biden calls Chinese electric vehicles a security threat. Oh my God. You think China gives a shit what Joe Biden thinks? The president ordered an investigation into the auto industry that could track U.S. drivers, part of a broader effort to stop electric vehicles and other smart car imports from China. You can seclude yourself, the United States. The rest of the world didn't give a shit. It's over. Unless you change your everything. And then Biden administration preparing toughest ever auto emission standards. Despite pretty much the entire country making it clear that EV mandates are hurting the industry, with major automakers like Ford and GM slashing investment, President Biden is going forward with the green agenda even further. This go-round, Biden is preparing to roll out the toughest ever emission standards. The report says that the Environmental Protection Agency is poised to implement emissions requiring EVs to constitute 2/3 of new car and light truck sales. This is just so obvious, everybody. My God.